YouTube? You guys are now watching another segment of the Cali Effect. Today, we are going to be talking about the new type of summoning. And yes, you guys will receive 2 videos today. The reason why is I want to try things new. So if this video gets enough likes and views, then I'll possibly considering dropping a video every time something new in Yu-Gi-Oh comes out. I really hope you guys enjoy. But first, you guys need to learn about my day. Since you want to annoy me with Yu-Gi-Oh, I had maybe about 4 hours of sleep because I'm always doing Yu-Gi-Oh, whether it's making deck profiles, or videos for you guys in particular. It's been deck profile madness. So for the people that are new and want to see a whole bunch of deck profiles, just follow the links. They're just going to take you there. And organizing tournaments and stuff like that. For the people that want to see a stream, go to my Facebook page. But I wake up, friend calls me, he wants to tell me about this new summoning. I don't want to listen because it's like 8 o'clock in the morning. I finally get around waking up because, like I said, I have 4 hours of sleep, and he tells me this bullshit. So he tried to explain it to me. I was like, don't explain it to me. I'll look it up myself. And basically, for the people that didn't know, this is based off of the new series that is coming out. The guy is named Yukaki. I don't remember his name, but it's like Yukaki or you something like that. It's about cyberspace on skateboards. So hopefully it's something like 5Ds. Hopefully it's not anything like not a Arc 5. Hopefully it's nothing like the one before that one, because that one was terrible in my opinion. Or GX. I hate GX. But introducing Link summoning and changes to the Duel Link field as well as Pendulum summons. Now, this card is Decode Talker. It is Dark Cybers Link Effect Monster. Okay, it's a Cybers type, so I guess we get a new type as well. It has a Link 3 and only 2300 attack. It does not have a defense. Materials is 2 or more effect monsters. This card gains 500 attack for each monster linked to it. When an opponent's card effect that targets a card you control is activated, you contribute one of your monsters linked to this card. Negate the activation, and if you do, destroy it. Okay, I think I'm starting to understand it the second time around. So, as we look at the card, Decode Talker, if it takes, let me close this, because for some reason I'm supposed to have the fastest internet. I pay $100 for internet, but I don't have internet like that. There's a link right there, there's a link right there, there's a link right there. I'm assuming that's what it's talking about, since there's more links everywhere else. So to gain 500 attack if a monster is linked right here, if a monster is linked right here, and if a monster is linked up top. If a monster is targeted, he gets to tribute one of my links. I'm assuming, because I think this link gets a link to the opponent's side of the field, so I hope I don't get to tribute my opponent's monsters, but if I do, I mean, that just makes it more busted. But to destroy that card. Okay, so I'm kind of digging this. It's not terrible. It does look like a ritual monster, so that's weird. I think they could have made it like, I don't know. Dang, I thought of like blue, then I was like green, then I was like black, then I was like white, then I was like, make it a tan, and I was like, damn, all those colors already exist. Okay, so maybe I'm just being picky. It looks kind of like Buster Blader, though. There is some color. They could have made it red. Perfect. Red, Link. There's no red cards. Perfect. Look at the distinctive Link markers. Use these markers to develop brand new strategies. It goes into your extra deck. Okay, so this card, I'm assuming, goes to my extra deck. All right. There are 2 ways of Link summoning. Send materials to the graveyard equal to the Link number. Its Link number is 3. Its materials is 2 or more effect monsters. So send effect monsters to the graveyard equal to 3. All right. You can Link summon something from your extra deck by sending the same number of monsters that meet the materials requirements written in the card effects box, whose total numbers equal the Link number from the field to the graveyard. What? You can Link summon something from your extra deck. Okay, so they go to the extra deck. Alright, they're in your extra deck by sending the same number of monsters that meet the material requirements written in the card's box. Okay, 2 effect monsters, whose total numbers equal the Link number. The Link number is 3. Whose total numbers? Do they mean total? Okay, do they mean actual monsters? Because they don't mean stars. That's weird. So I just have to send 3 monsters to summon it. From the field to the graveyard. Decrease materials by using Link monsters. Link monsters are treated. What do you mean decrease materials by using Link monsters? That's what I hate about well, I don't hate about it, but that's what's so hard about, the Japanese to English translation. because they don't directly translate a whole sentence. Like, decrease materials by using link monsters. In English, it would say you can blah, 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 blah. You understand? So it's a little bit harder to decipher, but I think I'm getting the gist of it. Decrease materials by using link monsters. But you only can control one link monster. Okay. Maybe the monster is linked to it? Link monsters are treated as the same number of materials as its link number. However, you must match the requirements written on the card. This part I don't quite yet understand. I think I'm going to make a tutorial on how to link summon later on in the future. So, you know, we'll talk about that a little later. I don't quite understand that. I just want to get you guys the information. In case of Decode Talker, you can use 3 effect monsters. Or use 1 link, 2 effect monsters, and 1 effect monster. What do you mean 1 link, 2 effect monsters, and an additional effect monster? That doesn't make any sense. I know I can use 3 effect monsters. Oh, I guess I can already use a link on the field. I think that's what it's trying to say. I think I can use a link monster that's on the field, 2 effect monsters, and 1 effect monster. That doesn't... How come it just didn't say use 1... Oh, Cali effect. You're not thinking. So there are 2 ways to summon a link monster. I can use 3 effect monsters on my side of the field, or I can use 1 link 2 effect monster. Okay, so a monster that's actually a link 2 on my side of the field, and 1 effect monster, since that equals 3. So hypothetically, I can use a link 1 effect monster and 2 effect monsters, because that equals 3. I hope that's getting through to you guys. That's how you link summon. That's this whole little thing is trying to say. That's why it says decrease materials by using link monsters, because the link monsters don't necessarily, like, the number of the link decreases the amount of other monsters you have to use. Okay, makes sense. Pay attention to the direction of the link monsters. The zones pointed to each link marker on the cards will make them affected by the link monster, and this creates new strategies. So kind of like how Link Decoder says monsters attached to the link gain 500 attack, or this card gains a 500 attack for each link attack to it. You can imagine a card will say monsters in this link or linked to this card are unaffected by card effects, or monsters linked to this card gain 500 attack, or monsters linked to this card does do this and that. So that's what they mean by develop new strategies. But now I get link summoning. It's different. It's different. Next, pay attention to the direction of the marker. Okay, link monsters have no defense. Link monsters have no defense points, and they have special characteristics of being able to change their battle position or turn into defense position. So basically, I guess when you link summon, you gotta put that thing in attack, which means it's gonna get ran through. The newly created monster zone. So to show you guys the newly created monster zone, here we go. Let's go. All right, so you have your 5 back row. I guess your pendulum zones are now a part of your back row. Graveyard, the main deck, field spell, extra deck. Okay. Or maybe this isn't the extra deck. All right, maybe this is. Here's your link zones. All right. So here's your 5 monsters. And then, as you can see, all 3 of these monsters are linked to him. So this guy gains 2,500 attack points. Okay, cool. All right, this is weird that your pin scale is like in your main deck. So like if you are using pin scales, you can only have 3 back row. And if you're, if you're not using your pin scales, I guess you can use all 5 back row. So Paleozoics are probably going to have a harder time pin summoning. That's, I don't know how to feel about that. Maybe because it's Paleozoics, I feel good, but that's not a good way to feel good. And all of the monsters can be touched by links. So that isn't, no matter where you play your monsters, they're going to hit with a link. When the duel begins, neither extra deck zone is considered to belong to a specific player. Now, that makes perfect sense. Not only for a strategy sense, is because if I summon my monster right here, where it is, and this zone belongs to me, then I get all the advantages. But I can basically play on where my opponent summons monsters. I can just go, oh, link, and, do all that. So that makes perfect sense. When a player special summons a monster in one of them, that zone becomes treated as a part of that player's field, and then the other is treated as the other player's field. I'm assuming if my link monster leaves the field, then it's back to open game if my opponent doesn't already have a link on their side of the field. The tactics of the duel will change drastically depending on who can grab an extra monster zone first. An extra deck monster can be only summoned to the extra monster zone. Wait. So I can summon other monsters other than Duel Link monsters in the extra monster zone? Yeah, as it looks like it says Fusion, Synchro, XYZ, Link can all go here. So if I summon 2 monsters, hypothetically, if I summon 2 monsters, I can Synchro summon to my Link zone? That's interesting. I'm assuming there'll be like Link XYZ, Link Fusion monsters in the very near future. If not, then that's just another extra monster zone that I can OTK you with. Awesome. Blah, blah, blah. Duel change drastically. But if you Link summon... Okay. The tactic of a duel will change drastically depending on who can grab an extra monster zone first. Okay. An extra deck monster can only be summoned in an extra monster zone. What do you mean? There's an extra deck monster right here. Oh, okay. So you can only summon extra deck monsters in the extra deck zone that are not a Pendulum. But if you summon a Link monster to one of the extra zone monsters first, you can utilize its max potential. It sounds like what it's saying. It's just confirming what I'm saying. Only extra deck monsters can be summoned in the extra Link zone. But if you summon a Link monster, you can utilize its max potential. Extra deck monsters like Fusion, Synchro, XYZ, and Link can be summoned into the main monster zones. Okay, so these are the main monster zones. They can also... Wait. What? No, it says extra deck monsters cannot be summoned into the main monsters. But that's an XYZ right there. Okay, we'll worry about that later. Like I said, tutorial coming up. What has been the monster zone is now the main monster zone. Okay. Okay, this is now the main monster zone. Okay. So it says extra deck monsters like Fusion, Synchro, XYZ, and Link cannot be summoned to the main monster zone. But it clearly just shows an extra deck monster in the main monster zone. Okay, and now this drastically slows the game down. What has been known as the monster zone up until now is the main monster zone. Wow. So it looks like we can only control one Fusion, one XYZ, one Synchro, like at a time. Which wow. That definitely changes the way we play extra deck cards. No more Konami just killed the game. Man, they really low-key just killed EQ format. Because no, we're probably just not gonna have that Link shit. What has been the monster zone? The Pendulum zone is on the left and right of the spell and trap card zone. You can use it as normal spell and trap card zones, but when you place Pendulum cards there, it's treated as the Pendulum zone. All right. The zones pointed at by Link monsters can be used to bring out extra deck monsters. Oh, shit. So you really just can't summon an extra deck monster to your side of the field. You have to put it in the extra zone. And then the only way you can summon extra deck monsters is if it's linked to it. What kind of... Wow, that's actually... Konami, you smart. Or Kamani, I'm sorry. Although extra deck monsters can only be summoned to an extra zone normally, if you have a Link monster in the extra monster zone, the zones pointed at their Link monsters can be used to summon extra deck monsters. So if you get a Link summoned quickly, you can bring out Fusion, Synchros, and XYZ monsters in succession. Of course, you can summon another Link monster in one of those zones. So if you play your cards right, you can fill your entire main monster zone with extra deck monsters. The new meta game will require careful consideration where to place monsters. Konami, you so sly. I get it now. I get it. That's why Dark Rebellion is summoned right next to the Link monster, because you can only summon an extra deck monster where it's Link, and there's links up top, so your opponent can now summon an extra deck monster where you Link. This is freaking crazy, because now you summon a Link monster. Yeah, you can extra deck summon from your pin zone, but now your opponent has a free extra deck summon on their regular zone as well as their monster zone. So this is freaking nice. I kind of like it. All right. I'm starting to understand. But when you blah blah blah, we already talked about that. There's a super quick Q&A. If special summon an extra deck monster normally, it goes to the graveyard. And I want to special summon it with Monster Reborn. Which zone does it go to? It goes to the main monster zone, not the extra monster zone. Huh? Oh, okay. So if you Monster Reborn, it goes to the main monster zone. Can you book a Moon Link monsters? The answer should be no. That's pretty apparent. If your opponent's only monster is in their extra monster zone, can you attack them directly? If there's a monster in the extra monster zone, unless it's some kind of effect in play, you would have to attack that monster first. So it's just like a normal monster. A Link monster is just like a 6th monster. Can you destroy 2 set spell and trap cards and your leftmost and rightmost spell trap card with Wavering Eyes? The leftmost and rightmost spell trap cards do not become Pendulum zones unless you have a Pendulum card in them. If a Pendulum card is placed in them by a card effect, a set spell and trap card in either zones can be destroyed by Wavering Eyes. Alright, so basically, like I said, you just use up your zones. That is crazy. This Link summoning is gonna change the game. It looks like it definitely nerfed Pendulums, and it slowed down massive XYZ, Synchro, fusioning, all that type of summoning. I have a strong feeling for EQ format. We're going to ban everything once this set comes out. Everything going forward. Not because it's broken or anything, but because we want to keep Yu-Gi-Oh! The way it is right now. So when this set drops and when these cards first come out, we'll ban everything that set and after. Keep EQ and then ban everything that makes the game really broken. So these rules probably will not apply to EQ format, but I guess it'll give you guys a different way to play Yu-Gi-Oh! And then you guys get advanced format where you can play this type of stuff. So I think it's good because it separates EQ format from this. For the people that don't know what EQ format is, I got a video down below for in the description, or actually it'll be right at the credits. Thank you guys so much for watching. It has been extremely nice. I hate that nobody has talked about, oh, Cali effect. I like how you changed your hair. It looks really nice. Did you combine some dreads? I'm like, yeah, I combined a couple of dreads. Yeah, my swag is still there. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe. I kind of like this Link summoning. I really do. I'm really interested in providing you guys more news once it comes out, as soon as it comes out. But most of all, enjoy.